Hi guys, it's Al, the Spiritual Atheist, back again. I think all that anybody is really thinking about too much these days is what's going on in Washington with the politics and the government shutdown and the finger pointing and the basic childish behavior of grown men and women. And as some of you know, I have side interests other than spiritual questions or atheist questions. I like cosmology a little bit, as much as a layman can, and I have a sort of a layman's interest in Roman history, especially dealing with the late Roman Republic. And as I look at the political shenanigans that's going on today, I can't help but think that there's really nothing new. In every Roman city, one of the major temples was to the goddess Concordia, the goddess of harmony. And many people think she was the goddess of peace, but as Professor Tuck at the University of Miami, whose lectures I've had the pleasure of watching on video, at least some of them, points out that the Romans had a very good word for peace. It was pax. And what really is going on here is a call for harmony. And this is really important in the Roman nation state, if you want, that you had slaves, freedmen, knights, the aristocracy. You had people with tremendous conflicts of interests who somehow would manage to live together and share much of the same experiences. That is, that they would share the same forum, that they would go to a great extent, they would share the same markets. They certainly shared the same diversions as far as entertainment goes and things like this. In fact, became very, very important. If you went to the Roman circus to watch the chariot races, you would see that the best seats would be for the emperor or the consuls or whatever time that you happen to be there. And then the Senate would be behind, would have, just slightly not so good seats. And then the knights, the families behind that. No women, of course, except for the Vesta Virgins, which would have front row seats as well. And this isn't just the idea that because they were the aristocracy, they got the best seats. They more or less had to be there. It was a command performance. They were part of the show. And the ordinary people would come and look at the emperor. They would see him. It would be something like going to a baseball game in Washington, and you would expect to see the president, all the Senate, members of the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the head of the armed services there present every single time and in full uniform and full regalia for you to view. And so this kind of helped with the harmony, that even though you were sitting higher up and not good seats, you would look down on this and it would be part of the spectacle that we are all Roman, that the Rome is us. We are Rome. Rome is us. The Senate and the people of Rome together are forming this union. And the goddess Concordia's commandments are basically, yes, she recognizes political ambition. She understands that people, men in this case, are ambitious, that they have a need to have their dignity appreciated by others, if you want. And so while that ambition is recognized by the goddess, there is also a commandment, but while you succeed in your ambitions, you are not to sow disharmony between the various classes of Romans. See, that's that whole thing, like with at the circus, the same thing, or later at the Colosseum. You don't upset that apple cart. You don't turn one Roman against another. You don't turn especially one class against another. And yet that's more or less what was happening. The two major political parties of the optimates, which were the aristocracy, and the popularity, which were the people, basically Republicans and Democrats, and not that different. It would today, if listening to Republicans and Democrats talk, Romans would have no problem identifying which political party is speaking. It's been a continued throughout history that there are these the exploiters and the exploited, and that try to find that balance between the two. But even though they failed at maintaining the commandment, the point is to sow discord in the general public is a sin. It is a moral wrong. And it was wrong then, and it's wrong now. To profit from exploiting or turning one American against another, to say that poor Americans are morally inferior to rich ones, which is basically what is being said, is anathema to any decent person. It was in Rome, and it is today. And that's really what I have to say about that. Thanks for watching. Don't know what else to say. Be kind to yourselves. Be more, talk about something different next time. Take care, guys.